Hey everyone, my name is David. I'm Senior Developer Advocate working on open source OpenSearch, and we are doing the November 14th edition of our community meeting, where we'll be talking about various super exciting things like community etiquette. Please be kind, announce your name before talking. And if you have a question, feel free to put it in the chat or, yes, hop up on a microphone if you have one. Key. Also, yeah, we reserve the right to boot anyone from the meeting. We record the meetings, and yes, so welcome. Today, a couple of announcements. Number one, if you attended OpenSearch Con, Chris is about to drop the survey link. Wow, literally as I'm saying it. In there, please take that survey. We could really use the feedback. So that way, OpenSearch Con is better each year after the next. Additionally, we have OpenSearch 2.11.1 is currently being tracked. If you've seen this thread, there's some discussion there that is worth checking out. Make sure you stay tuned. I think there was just a small regression that necessitated a minor release. So tentatively releasing November 21st. Again, we use a release window, but that is the aim for this release. Thanks to everyone as well who added discussion on that thread, because that was hugely helpful. It was a big effort from the community to step up and help us make the right decision on whether we move forward with the 2.12 release or, go into a minor like we have. With that, our agenda today is you can talk with us. Ask us questions. I'm going to open the floor also for Nate to volunteer himself if he wants to talk about Amsterdam. Or Chris, did you have something? You
No, I
pointed.
was just gonna say I was gonna assume that you said Nate with his dad jokes, but
I mean, dad jokes
if
are always welcome.
anyone has dad jokes, those are very, very welcome. We did go to 2 events recently. I think we could probably chat about that real quick. Aparna and myself gave a talk at Ubuntu Summit based on basically we discussed community trust, some survey results that she built, and then some practical things that we do as a community to continue to build that trust. We'll have a blog post out soon. Believe we're going to hopefully host the video or a link to the video soon as well. And then we launched a new user group. Mr. Nate Boot gave a talk in Amsterdam just not too long ago, Nate. Few days, I guess, at this time.
Feels like it was yesterday. I'm still jet lagged. I don't even know how much time has passed.
Where am I? Yes.
It was a pretty cool event at Lab 42, birthplace of Python. We had the CTO from Zeta Alpha there. It was mostly about Gen AI and OpenSearch, and I talked very briefly about just kind of the main components that you need to be able to do large language models, which is of course a vector database and an algorithm to determine the distance between vectors and context from with which to answer questions, etc. And it went well because the following 2 presentations were very highly technical. So I was glad I kind of started them off with something easy and simple, which is just basically talking about how a vector is an array of decimal points, and each of those dimensions represents some quality or some parameter of the sentence or text. And it was fun. It was fun.
There's some pictures posted in that forum thread that I just threw the link up for.
Nice.
And that goes to say we're starting user groups across the globe. So if anyone on the call has good ideas or locations they'd like to see one or help run one, please reach out. Anytime you want to talk user groups, reach out to me, either through the forum, through Slack, or here's my email. Let's get you going. We'd love to hand you our user group.
We might even show up.
Yeah. Always a good excuse to go see the community.
Mm-hmm.
With that, maybe we'll open it up. Does anyone have any questions for this edition of the community meeting?
I have a question for David.
Yes.
I know you're planning a talk at reInvent, and I'd actually love to hear some details about it and what you're planning and how it's going so far, and what the world can expect to see from David at reInvent.
Yeah, actually, this is a really good question. It has to do, I'm working on a demo workshop with deploying OpenSearch onto BottleRocket. So for those who don't know, BottleRocket is a container optimized operating system. So for deploying like things like Kubernetes onto, and yeah, so it's a shellless and SSH-less operating system. So I'm going to be working on getting FluentBit pumping logs into OpenSearch that's deployed on a BottleRocket cluster. This actually comes with a call for help. I've been working on the OpenSearch integrations and having some challenges. So wanted to put a call out if anyone else has been having issues with OpenSearch's integrations, which were released in 2.9, I think. We have them all the way through to 2.11 though. Feel free, drop in the chat. Love to talk to you about what you've done with integrations. And also, if you're going to be at reInvent, please let me know. Trying to organize a group of people to hang out and chat OpenSearch or anything else. So
Nice.
anyone going to OpenSearch or sorry, I was going to say OpenSearch Con, reInvent. No, that's okay. This will also come out as a blog probably a little bit after the fact, just as I've had some issues with the FluentBit operator. So hopefully get some information out there so other people can know. Yeah. Sorry, no one wanted to pay your flight ticket from Argentina. No, that's okay. We'll get you in next time. Actually, we'll present it here on video, or maybe in another meeting. I won't take up everyone's time because it's a 2-hour workshop, so it's going to be hopefully fairly hands-on. But yeah, and again, using a lot of the observability features, which it's been really exciting. The integrations are looking good. I'm going to be curious to see what comes of our integrations here soon. I know I've seen a couple pop up, but frequently I get asked, how do I create integrations? And I think there is a general roadmap for that, but it is very involved right now.
Nice. That's going to be really cool, dude.
I'm excited. With that. No, Sam just joined. I'm like, wait, we have a real quiet meeting for you today, Sam. So if you
No
have
worries.
questions, drop in. Or have
No
you used
worries.
integrations yet?
No, I haven't. But what I am doing while we speak is I'm trying to figure out how to do the bear benchmark on OpenSearch. So that's kind of what I'm doing in the background. And yeah, hopefully something good would come out of that.
Yeah. Let me know if you need any help with that. Not that I can help necessarily, but I would certainly be excited to see that benchmark come through. Are you doing it just with vectors, with BM25, or?
Yeah, so I think there was like a blog very recently. I think I saw I think Noam, he was actually in the OpenSearch Con about Z-score normalization for hybrid search. And I guess just in general, one of the things that happens a lot I see in the vector search is like someone comes up with like, hey, I want to do this like cool feature, and then I see there is like a pushback of like, no, first show us that it improves relevance, but to show that you really need like a benchmark, right? So I noticed that we're using the BEIR, BEIR, benchmark
Yeah.
IR, but it seems like there's like no clean project that actually works on OpenSearch yet. There is an Elasticsearch implementation there, but only for BM25, which even that is not very helpful in any way. So yeah, so hopefully we'll see. I'll keep you up to date on what. Hopefully it works. So I think
Yeah.
the lesson here is hopefully it will help beyond just as the score. Just go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, I mean, I think that's just been a huge gap is like there needs to be a lot more benchmarking of OpenSearch across the board. I came across a similar thing when I was trying to do some ingestion numbers, and just found it really challenging to say like what actually is going to affect my ingestion speed the most.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and on the performance side, like for searches, I think it's kind of like it feels like also like, I mean, there's lots of benchmarks out there that do the I forgot the name of this project. I'm sorry, but there is a one that's been Rally, right? It's been around
Yeah.
for many years, right? But it's
Yeah.
all about latency, and stuff like that. But I haven't seen but we have never seen one for search that actually does on, especially for all the new bells and whistles, right? The vector and hybrid query.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I actually did see a really good blog post recently about I don't remember who did it. I think it might have been Vespa, but they pitted a bunch of the common vector databases against one another, and I was like, OpenSearch isn't in this. Like, I know we're not exactly known as like a huge vector database. I mean, we certainly pale in comparison to things like Pinecone or Weaviate. But I think we're a valid contender. So
Mhm. Yeah.
it'll be interesting. Well, anyone? Yeah, Romain, you just came.
Oh, I was wondering, is there a meeting scheduled for 2.11 retrospective? I thought I saw something related to this at some point, but I can't find out if I already failed to attend this meeting or if I was going to fail to attend this meeting in the future.
Yeah, I believe they had that already. What date?
Okay, I don't see it on the events page on the website.
No, it was it should be in past events now. It would have been on the 2.0 release, 2.11 release meetings. I believe we had it on the 7th.
On the meta event with all the events.
Yeah.
It was okay. Never mind.
Yeah, they did a retro.
Good pipeline for getting those notifications out. Is there like an email list right now, or
Not yet. We're looking on
okay?
the events page though, and we're gonna work towards making it a lot easier for people to not miss these types of things. So we'll keep you all posted. The events page definitely leaves a little to be desired on this forefront. So we're going to enhance it, make it a lot more functional for the community, integrate our meetup and our user group dates into it as well, and then figure out how to get people to be able to add it to their own calendars too. I think it's going to be a huge help for people.
All right, Nate. If you have a dad joke, it's time to say it.
Oh crap.
No,
Dang.
you can't not.
I've got something for this. Hang on.
No pressure, Nate.
I know, right? Of course, I had one that I was like, I'm going to remember this for the meetup. No, totally lost it. It's okay.
Whoever stole my copy of Microsoft Office, you better watch out because I'll find you. You have my word.
Oh.
Ah. There we go. That's it. Awesome. Well, if there is nothing else for the good of the order, I think we are okay to wrap up this meeting. We can.
Alejandro had in the chat.
Oh, my bad.
Still playing with OpenSearch Data Prepper anomaly processor. Told Nathan about it last community meeting. Happily.
Somebody answer my question about in the community forum. Thanks, Nate.
You're quite welcome.
Let's see. You lose the learning of the model when you restart a data prepper Docker. Yeah. I totally get that. Sorry, like scrolling so I can read everything. So the detections were really good. Maybe we don't have much documentation as what's happening, but for much need in the pipelines. Yeah, that's a really good call out. There is see you, Sam. So if I understand correctly, then the question is about the anomaly detections. And what I think would happen there, someone can correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like you don't have your container persisted. And that is going to be the biggest thing. So having a solid mount that is like a volume mount that persists between Docker restarts, that should save your anomaly detection history. The way that you do that, are you, Alejandro, are you just deploying with Docker? Or are you using Docker Compose? If you could drop that in the chat. But once you create that volume mount, then your Docker, okay, Docker Compose, yeah. Once you create that volume mount, it should persist between reboots, and that will hopefully save your detections from not getting lost. As the other thing is, depending on what platform you're using Docker Compose on, in like Mac OS and Windows, we'll say, you actually have to increase the memory that you have or allocated for Docker. I think Linux might have maybe not, because Linux I think is open because you're just hosting it on your Linux OS. But so yeah, check and make sure you have enough memory allocated to OpenSearch, because it is very memory hungry, and I've seen this instability on containers with like 2 gigs. Yeah, there's not interesting. This is to say that, hold on. I find that very alarming that anomaly detectors would not persist between reboots. Let me dive into this. Do you have that forum thread handy? Or I could probably find it as well. That feels wrong, but I'm not going to say that, because your experience is also like that. It's probably the case, but if that is happening right now, that we need to prioritize that. Okay. The data prepper anomaly processor, not OpenSearch. I see. That's where I was mistaken. I am not familiar with that at all, but we will look into it. Ooh, Romaine, I like that idea as well. Okay, let me take a peek at this and see if I can get some more clarity on this. And you said you have a feature open, which I'll start looking at and see what we can do. Thank you for bringing that up. And also, likewise, Romaine, thanks for bringing that up. It's one of those ones I haven't seen a really good example on as well. I think we just need like a section of OpenSearch's websites, like, hey, look, here are like roles and their definitions, or like, has all of the different node types. We have different so many different like table type data that needs to be represented well. But cool. Sorry, I'm taking notes. Which is funny because this meeting is also recorded, but
I'm saving the chat too. We'll have it posted in the forum.
That's fair.
I got a dad joke.
All right, let's hear it.
Does Friday come before Thursday?
I don't know.
In the dictionary.
Why not? It's funny.
That's terrible.
I've got it. I remembered my joke now. It's a
Good.
knock joke, however. So Chris, I'm gonna let you do the honors. Yeah. Oh, wait.
You do it.
Knock.
Who's there?
There we go. Yodel lady.
Yodel lady who?
That's it. All right. Cheap trick's done. Take care, Alejandro. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Romain, as well, Paul, and yeah, we will catch you guys in the next edition.